Good one,
How you
man.
doing? I'm good, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm doing well.
cool. Let's get everyone in here. So we've got basically Neo doing a little call, which will be great.
Yeah, listen to that voice note. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes,
Hello,
Neo.
how are we,
How we
boys? You good?
doing? Yeah,
I'm
good.
all
We
right.
got
I'm all
more
right.
fathoms than people in it.
I can see. Your Loom recording, yeah, I'll just kick mine out.
No, it's fine. Keep it recording, but I'll leave 'em as well, just in case, because they always fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, cool.
What's going on, boys?
How we doing?
All good.
Let's start recording now.
Can you still see me?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yep. Perfect.
Give it like a few minutes, and we'll let all the boys jump in, and then we'll go into it, bro.
I'll just keep the beautiful thumbnail up.
Yeah. And you dialing on fucking full volume. Let me move over here. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be sick. I'm looking forward to this. I can't lie, Neil. I think your Loom video is the best Loom video I've watched. Just the
Well,
conviction, the way you came across. So,
that is exactly what we're going to convey in this video here today. I put in two
okay.
examples. Midway through, I did another slide. There's a few questions on there, so people can start actually paying a bit of attention to what's going well in the video as opposed to just the words I'm saying.
Okay. Let's give it till like 4 minutes past, because I can't be asked to wait till 5, and then we'll get going.
All good.
In the meantime, how is everyone doing? Anyone got any wins, anything to share? Was everyone just chilling? Everyone's just chill,
Yeah,
yeah, till
yeah.
Thursday night. Cool. Yeah, we'll give it a minute or two. Where are you right now then, Neo? Still Vietnam?
Still Vietnam. We're in a storm right now. It's not the most beautiful place in the world, but
Mm.
still better than the UK. So I can't really be one to complain now, can I?
Yeah. So,
How about yourself?
yeah, we're in Argentina now, so it's fucking nice, bro.
That is
Honestly, boys. Huh?
that is an interesting one. Why Argentina?
Don't know. It's just like the time zone's good. It's 4 hours behind, like Rio is. And
That
it's
makes
like
sense.
in Brazil. Brazil's a bit of a mad place. There's not much structure or like big cities and buildings and that. It's very much Brazil as you see
Yeah,
it. So it's quite nice to be in a proper city with nice restaurants and shops and that. But the
yeah.
birds here on another level.
Oh yeah.
They're the best. Oh,
They
wow. Better than Brazil.
That's hard to
Yeah.
beat. Hard to beat.
Yeah. Mate, they're just, if you're white out here, they're just on it. So they don't see white people, and the
It's the
white
same
people
here.
have money and they don't.
It's mental. The way that they treat you if you're a white man in a country like Asia or somewhere like that is mental.
Yeah.
Mental.
Yeah. They know you got money, bro.
I
That's
know, I
it.
can tell. One time I went to a market, right, and I had this Vietnamese lady try to set me up with her daughter. She was like, "You want Vietnamese wife?" And I was like, "Oh, no,
Yeah.
sorry. You meet my daughter." She started bringing her daughter over. She got her daughter to give me her Instagram. I was thinking, whoa, I've known you for 20 seconds, love. Calm down.
Yeah.
But they love it. They love it.
Mm. Me and Andrew were just out by the pool, and there were two birds there, and their like guy best friend, I guess, went over to us and said, "Oh yeah, my friends think you're cute, all that. You should go talk to them."
Oh my
They
God.
love it, mate.
It's mental.
Get
Mental. They
get
would
out here,
never do
bro.
that in the UK. Never.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, let's dive into it, bro. Introduce yourself and get going. Let's run it.
Right, so there's an introduction slide and a slide or two. So don't think I'm ignoring you boys, but we're going to get into this now. If there's any brain farts or slip ups, it's 1 in the morning. So you're going to need to bear with me. But we're getting this done. I wanted to get this for you guys today because it's so incredibly important that we actually get on top of our looms. Right, let me get rid of this camera. I'm going to spend the whole time looking at myself. There we go. Right, so why no one replies to your looms and how to fix it, how to speak so incredibly powerfully, no business owner can ignore you. right? So the intention, what this video will give you is by the end of this video, you'll understand why your looms are getting ignored, even when you say all the right things, and you'll learn how to build unshakable self-belief and energy that people cannot help but respond to. So why should you listen to me? Some of you are probably thinking, who is this shiny-headed motherfucker on our camera, right? So I'm Neo Rennie, and I went from being absolutely nobody with no discipline, no confidence, and living in psychiatric wards. Look at this, terrible. To being someone who's now worked on nearly a dozen high-performing offers and lives abroad. I have helped generate hundreds of thousands in cash collected, including £16,000 paid in fulls from pure cold outbound of my personal profile. And now I run the Undeniable Project, which is essentially a mental boot camp for men, that's not to say men, to become the most consistent, disciplined, and confident version of themselves. But none of that is the real takeaway. The truth is, I've never once been rejected from a job I've applied to. Not a single job. I used to hide from the camera terribly. I could not even FaceTime my friends without not putting my camera on. It was that bad, right? And now I can speak with enough conviction that no business owner I've ever talked to could ignore my words, right? And today I'm going to show you how to build that same level of certainty so your words carry the exact same weight. So let's get into this. So the real problem, it is not your words. Look at this cat. If you saw a cat with a microphone, would you care what that cat's saying? Or would you be like, what the fuck, it's a cat with a microphone, right? It is not about the words you say. Most setters think they're being ignored because of what they say. But the truth is, you can say the perfect sentence in the wrong energy and it won't land. Imagine if I were to come to you and you're a business owner and I said, I can get you amazing results and, you know, I'm going to generate you millions. You would probably tell me to get my fucking bike. But if I said, I'm going to generate you the most money any setter has ever got you, you're at least going to give me the time of day. You're at least going to listen. So you are getting ignored because of everything but your words. But this is something so many people think, my words, it's what I'm saying. It's the sentences I'm using, the fancy adjectives. It's not. When your inner belief doesn't align with your message, people feel it and they scroll past and choose someone else. No matter what you say, you could say the fanciest of things. You could sell yourself in the most elaborate way. But if your inner belief doesn't align with what you are saying, they will feel it. Energy is contagious. Ask yourself right now, if someone looked at your last loom, really and truthfully, would they believe what you're saying with every fiber in their being? Truly, sit there and think about it yourself. If you were to sit there and watch back your previous loom, if a business owner were to watch that, maybe they're a successful 7-figure business owner, would they truly believe with every fiber in their being what you are saying? And do you believe it? Because if you don't believe it, no one else ever will. Now, congruence. The invisible difference maker, your words only carry power when your daily actions match them, right? If you are saying you're the most driven person, but you smoke, you skip training, you scroll for hours, that is incongruence bleeding into your tone. Your subconscious knows when you are lying, and so does theirs. Where in your day are you letting small actions chip away at your self-belief, right? If you are going through your day-to-day life and you are not acting in congruence with the version of yourself that you want to become, this will bleed into all aspects of your life. Women, business relationships, the way you talk to yourself, every single part of your life is affected by the congruence you have with the person you want to be. If you don't yet know who you want to be, you need to take a step back, you need to sit down, you need to think exactly who you want to be further down the line. And you need to start acting like that person, because if you are not consistently with all aspects of your life, acting like that person, every single facet of your life is going to be influenced by that in a negative way at that. Look at this. I am not an egg. It clearly is a fucking egg, but this is incongruence. This is the egg saying it's not something, but it's actually an egg. That's exactly what you're doing when you're getting on a Loom video and you're saying, I'm going to generate you amazing results. But you know deep down that you aren't the person that you want to be. And that bleeds into your looms. That's what is influencing them in a negative way. So energy. The reason why I picture Andrew Tate here, and I'm going to get into this in a second, is because Andrew Tate could say absolutely anything he wanted to say, and people are going to believe it because of the energy he carries, the conviction he has in his words. He's one of the best communicators of our time. Whether you like him or you hate him, it does not matter, because the energy he conveys makes people listen. When he talks, people listen to the words he says because the energy he conveys in his words is so incredibly authentic due to the congruence that he has within his life. Energy is currency. This is a separate topic. I'm sure we'll get into this another time, but every single business owner feels it instantly. If your Loom video sounds quiet, uncertain, or apologetic, you've already lost them before they even get 10 seconds into your video. Right, so one thing that I'll give to you all, if you don't feel like on your Loom videos you can convey yourself in the way you want to, you need to practice. I practiced an incredible much. No, an incredibly large amount, right? I did not wake up one day being able to speak to a camera confidently. I did not wake up one day just magically being able to put my thoughts into words in a way that people actually believe. No, I practice. Every single day, I would set my phone up and I would talk to the camera for 5 to 10 minutes. If you don't yet feel confident on camera, or you watch back your Loom videos and you're not amazingly impressed with the way you're conveying yourself, you need to sit back and you need to put down your phone and every single day record a video. And I promise you now, day 1 to day 30, if you compare the 2 videos, you are going to be astounded as to the progress you've made, but also to how shit you were at the start. I'm not saying this to speak negatively on any of you. I'm sure you're all amazing boys, but even myself, if I were to do this now, I'm not perfect. I'm not an amazing speaker. I have a long way to go. And I've stopped doing this. I'll put my hands up and I'll admit that. But if I were to make a video every single day for 5 to 10 minutes, in a month's time, I'll look back at videos that I filmed today and I'll probably think, wow, I was a fucking idiot, right? Because everyone can always grow. People do not hire potential, they hire conviction. You must transmit hunger, excitement, and impregnable self-trust through your tone, pacing, and your presence. Once more, to go back to my previous point, it is not in any sense just the words you say. I keep reiterating this point because I see so many setters I have done over other communities, other offers I've been part of, loads of environments where other setters are, I've seen consistently time and time again that setters, they believe the reason why people aren't replying to them when they can't land the interview or they can't get through the interview is because they're not saying the right things. Maybe they don't have the right credentials. It's none of that. Well, it could be, right? If you're sitting on the Loom video and you're saying, I'm a sexy motherfucker, hire me, they're not going to hire you. They may think you're funny, but you probably won't get hired. So think about this as well. What state are you in before you press record? Do you prime yourself to be able to convey energy in the way you need to? I'm pretty sure that's what we're getting into now. No, fucking hell. Whoa. Okay. The next slide is on state control, but we're going to go into these real quick. All right. So when watching these, I don't want you to fixate on my words. I want you to think about the questions that are here. And there's something here. I'm pretty sure, guys, I'm terrible at Zoom. Is there a chat? Is there a chat that people can use?
Yeah. There's a chat, bro. Yeah.
Perfect. So what I'm going to do, both of these, they're 2 minutes long. I put them both in 2 times. So it's going to be here for 2 minutes. I want you to think about each of these questions, right? And I want you to make notes. I want you to look at this. And I want every single one of you to put in chat at least one thing or one observation that you've took from these 2 looms that you're going to implement. Once more, don't fixate on what I'm saying. Don't sit there and listen to what specific words I'm using or how I'm talking about my experience. These are the most important things. I cannot put a strong enough emphasis on that. So we're going to go video by video now. This is one that Brandon Zoffrey put in the chat the other day. I sent this to the owner, and within about 20 minutes or so, he messaged me telling me how much he loved it. This loom here has landed me multiple offers from people that are really well established. So we're going to get into these now, and I want you to have a look at these questions, take some notes. I don't care what you take notes on, pen, paper, your phone, a typewriter, whatever you can, whatever you have available to you, even chalk. If you've got chalk, write it on your desk. It does not matter, but we're going to get into these now.
My name's Neo Rennie. I've been to Southeast Asia, little to no money, and I'm trying to go all in on my career in sales and content creation. I'm not currently on an offer, but what I have is more powerful than an offer or a life my money can ever do. I have impregnable self-belief and conviction, pure conviction within myself and my skill set that is unlike anyone you have ever had set of you. I spent the last 4 months working in a very demanding outbound environment, every single day working off my personal profile, and I want to show you quickly why I am the best fit for your role. And I mean that. I got into a content setting personally because I wanted to build a skill I can take anywhere in the world. Right? And what excites me is knowing that good conversations directly create revenue, which means my income is a direct reflection of my inputs. For me, I've always put a lot of focus on qualifying properly, guiding them to realize urgency of making sure that every lead is feeling clear and excited before they even get a call. Right? In my last role, I personally generated multiple £16,000 painful sales and 45k cash collected in just 1 month of cold DMs off my account. Across about 2,000 conversations, the 35,000 cold DMs, I learned to stay consistent under pressure, adapt quickly, handle impossible objections, convert completely cold leads into warm ones, and maintain standards even when the workload was exceptionally high. That environment refined my ability to spot hot leads fast while still finding ways to convert cold ones. It's why I know that I would bring huge value in an inbound setting where every lead matters, because I've already operated out in an environment where my client had no social proof, no personal brand, and the prospects had no knowledge of who they're getting on a call with, and I still generated results. I'm looking for a performance-based inbound or a warm outbound role with eventual base pay after I prove myself, which I will, where I can apply my hunger to make both money in the correct way and start converting your old, cold, and dead leads today. I appreciate you watching. If you're looking for someone who can turn no interest whatsoever into qualified and ready to buy calls, I'd love to speak further.
Right.
Chris, it's a pleasure, my friend. Give me a minute and a half of your time. I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm the person you need to be your second EM setter. So I've been appointment setting for about 9 months or so now. I've been on over half a dozen offers in my time. The first offer I was ever on, I was on it for 4 months. These 4 months, I was doing cold outbound of my personal profile, and I learned an array of appointment setting skills. And throughout these 4 months, I generated multiple £16,000 paid in full payments. And I have the video testimonials from my previous clients to back this up. And I also have screenshots of everything you could ever possibly want to see to understand how an appointment setter's brain works. Now, some of the stuff you'll find in my portfolio that I'm going to send over to you via Google Drive is you will see evidence from countless people I work for that I'm an exceptional appointment setter that has not only shown up and done my job and got the results I need to get, but I've consistently helped mentor other setters, helped train up other setters, brought external frameworks, brought value, ran group calls. I have always been more than an appointment setter on every single offer I've ever been on. I've been part of the team. I've been someone that has fed into the offer, gave part of my soul into it to help grow the offer, not just for my own financial gain, but because I'm genuinely passionate about helping other people reach their goals and subsequently carrying myself to my own. Now, me as an individual, I'm 19 years old. I moved out here to Asia months ago with nothing but £400 to my name and complete conviction that I knew who I was. I knew that my skill set, my drive, my hunger, I was going to figure it out. And guess what? Months down the line, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still growing, still flourishing as a person. And I've seen your offer. I've seen what you can do. And I would love to see the value and show you the value that I can extract from your offer and bring to the table. I look forward to speaking to you on our interview. I'm going to send over my portfolio to you now, so you have a look at all this proof I've said you'll be able to find. A pleasure. Speak to you soon.
Right. So, we can slow the looms down a bit if you want, but we will be here for a minute. So if you want me to play again, I can, but you might end up hating me if we have to watch it in one time. So what do we want me to do, boys? And do we have any other we can put in the chat?
I get the idea, bro. It would be better, like generally when you run this presentation, do it in one time, because obviously the speed that you talk at will show conviction as well. But
Okay,
I think it's great. Like my takeaway is definitely like even at the end there, just leaving in like the laugh. It shows you're a normal person, shows the humor. But obviously there's 1,001 other things. So do you have the chat pulled up? Yeah. Go through them.
See here now, yeah. Let me. Handling the show conviction, 100%. Gestures. I see a lot of people as well when they do these Loom videos, they're sat there the whole time like this. And maybe they'll be talking, but it's not inherently about, you know, being overly animated. It's just putting emphasis on your words using your hands. You know, it's a lot more engaging for them. Looking at the camera, 100%. Eye contact, you know, if you're looking all over the place, that's a very important one. If you're looking all over the place, then, you know, how are you going to show up with conviction for them? Strong body language, perfect. Perfect. Confidence through tone and moments, absolutely. Yep, energy, once more. Eye contact with the camera, not looking around completely. Is there any more, boys? Is that everyone? Or yep.
There's definitely a couple more. George, Calvin.
Yo.
George, yeah. What was your takeaway?
To be honest, I wasn't actually listening because I was just got a notification saying I've just got a fucking deposit.
Okay, great.
Honestly,
Well, Calvin showed a lot of tone changes, which showed conviction. Yeah. That's the main thing as well, boys. It's just like if you look at everyone's Loom, it's just monotone the whole way through, and everyone's focusing on saying the right things. But when you take like all the effort away from what the words you're saying, and like Neo's saying, into the conviction and just showing you, it changes, as you can see in these videos. Yeah, carry on, Neo.
Completely, and this is a really important point here. Max, you put in chat, I'm going to tell you how I can achieve. The language you do choose to use as well. Once more, it's not entirely the whole thing. But I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to say to someone, yeah, I could maybe get you results. You know, I use very decisive language. I'm not ever half in, half out. I'm going to 100% get you the results you want. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to get you these results. And you need to have this level of conviction. Even if you don't, you need to have the mindset of I'm going to do whatever I can do to get you what I want to get you. Right. So let's go into the next one here. So state management. This one is so incredibly important. Before every single Loom, I get myself into a high energy focused state every single time. Push-ups, singing a song, movement, anything to switch on. It does not matter what you do, whatever gets you in a high energy state. If I'm listening to a song, I'll put a drill song on. I'll rap the lyrics as loud as I can. There is no way that after rapping 10, 11 next up at the top of your lungs, you cannot show up on a Loom video with complete and utter conviction. Alex Hormozy once said that if he has back-to-back sales calls all day, he'll have a mini trampoline in the office and he'll jump up and down between calls because it's impossible to be in a low energy state when you're doing something like that. And it's very important that you don't underestimate your own state and the actions you do prior to the Loom video. So if you see here, your Loom video starts long before you hit record. It's not just about showing up on camera and instantly trying to click yourself into that state. It's about what have you done the day prior? How have you spent your time? Because if you spend all day quiet and low energy, your video is going to expose that. Your video is going to show that you don't have that level of energy. And once more, even if you have spent all day in a really low energy state, you can fix it. You can change your state. You can do movement. You can do push-ups. You can jump on the spot. You can start dancing. You can break dance and spin on your head for all I care. It does not matter. Get yourself moving. Get your brain engaged. Put yourself in a state where you cannot be low frequency, low vibrational, quiet, monotone. Train yourself to treat your loom like a performance, not a submission. You're not submitting for a job. It's a performance. You're an actor. Same way when people show up on these calls and when people show up, on podcasts or whatever else, podcast may be a bit more lax. It's probably not the best example, but you've got to think of it in the sense of you're an actor. You may not always want to show up really, really high energy. Some days you may want to be down here, right? But it's the same as, say, for example, you're a high ticket closer and you hop on a call and the prospect's really high energy and you're all the way down here, right? Because you can't be bothered. And you're like, yeah, man, well, You need to match their energy. And with this, you need to match the perceived energy that they would want from you. So say, for example, you're a really successful business owner, right? Would you want someone sending you a Loom video where they seem really disinterested? They seem really low. They maybe seem like they're a bit fucking depressed. You probably wouldn't, no. You would want someone that shows up, that looks like they've just downed 3 coffees, right? You would want someone that shows up and looks like they are on point, because that's going to translate into their work. And whether you're like that 24/7 or not, it does not matter. You think I'm like this 24/7? You think, the way that I present myself in Loom videos is how I am 24/7? No, absolutely not. But sometimes you need to force yourself to show up in a way that people want you to show up. If I was to show up in this call and be like, yeah, so state management, before every Loom. No, it's like 1 a.m. I'm shattered, but no, I want to show up like this for you guys because this is the energy you need to feel the weight of the words that I'm saying. And it is the exact same with the Loom videos that you send to clients. So, mindset. You must stop begging to be chosen. You are not an employee asking for permission to prove yourself. You are a crucial piece of someone's business ecosystem. Without appointment setters, no one books, no one closes, no one earns. Start showing up as an equal, not an applicant. You are not asking for a chance. You're showing them what they will lose if they don't have you. You know the amount of times that I've potentially been on a client's offer, or I've had an appointment setter reach out to me, and they obviously, I would presume that a lot of you boys aren't sending something really generic, because I've seen the training modules. They are good training modules. However, quite a lot of appointment setters, whether it's in an intro message or a Loom video, they're almost trying to sell themselves. They're almost trying to convince that person why they're the best person. In a sense, that is true, but that is never the mental frame that I have. Even that Loom prior with Brandon, right? I didn't have the mindset of, I'm trying to prove to him why he needs to choose me. I'm trying to prove to him why he's missing out if he doesn't choose me. Because if he doesn't choose me, he's going to have that thought in the back of his head of, this guy was hungry. This guy showed up like a fucking animal. This guy showed up with a crazy level of hunger conviction. I didn't even try him out. What could he have brought to the table? What results could he have got for me? Once more, it doesn't matter about your track record. It doesn't matter about fancy testimonials and credentials. Of course, that plays a part. But the main thing is proving to them that they are missing out by not hiring you. And you prove that to them with conviction, with energy. And to go back to my previous points, these are both built with congruence, with proving to yourself that you're disciplined, because that translates directly into how you present yourself to others. So, identity, when you become unignorable, people reply to energy that feels inevitable. When you truly, truly believe that you are the best, it is not arrogant, it is congruent. Your body language, eyes, tone, pacing, everything about you becomes magnetic. I once heard someone say, if you are obsessed with yourself, the world will be obsessed with you as well. This ties into everything. Your self-belief, the identity you have for yourself, and the congruence you have by the way you show up when no one's looking has everything to do with the way people treat you and the way people perceive you. And I ignored this for a very, very long time. I thought that the little actions I took in silence, they didn't affect anything, right? If I maybe stayed up late and I smoked a joint, maybe I loaded up Cornhub, maybe I did whatever, right? No one's perfect, right? I don't indulge in this anymore, but when I did, and when it was consistent, I didn't have any kind of clue that it affected my external world. I thought, oh, well, it's 1 a.m. No one's here with me right now. No one's No one's seeing this. You're seeing it. Your brain's seeing it. Your brain keeps count even when you don't. People do not respond because of your words. They respond because they feel you mean them. When you speak, do you believe yourself, or are you performing this belief? Do you truly believe the words that you are saying? Or do you know deep down that when you're recording these videos, you know that you're just talking out your ass because you want a job? Once more, this, if you do not believe yourself, this is not unattainable. You could get this belief within 2 weeks if you don't feel this way. If within 2 weeks, you show up for yourself in the way that you know the future version of yourself would show up, it will translate directly into your business life. It will translate directly into potential clients. It will translate directly into every aspect of your life in a way that is way more monumental than you could ever think. And this is meant to be you once you actually start acting in congruence, right? You've even got a fancy heart. Look at that. Right. Next one. So when I was the one being ignored for years, right, I had many business models where I was doing cold outreach, right? And I thought people didn't reply because I lacked experience, right? But it was never experience. It was energy. I would get on calls with all the right words. I'd have a script ready. You know, I'd have all the right things that I knew what to say, but my belief was inconsistent. A very small, dangerous, infectious part of me doubted whether I could really get people results. And that one singular piece of doubt leaked into everything I said, and people could feel it. Almost through the phone, people could feel this infectious energy. And when I finally fixed my inner congruence, when my words finally matched who I was becoming, I never got ignored again. There were so many times where, for example, with my previous businesses, where I was providing maybe AI implementation systems, maybe social media marketing. It did not matter what the service was. Even if I knew I was kind of competent, because I didn't have this complete and utter belief that I was the man that could do it for them, right? This leaked into how I interact with my prospect. This leaked in through my tonality, the way that I presented myself, the way that they treated me. And this with all aspects of life. And once more, don't think you have to be a master to develop this congruence. I also had this naive belief for a very long time that I could not develop congruence and complete self-belief unless I had mastered the skill, right? But that's not the truth. You need to master the belief that even if you can't do something perfectly, you are going to try, and you are going to try harder than any single person they could ever hire. You need to develop this belief once more by small daily actions, congruence, practicing delayed gratification when no one's watching. These small actions affect the way that you show up. So even if you're not a master, even if you're new to setting, even if you're new to whatever the hell you are doing, it does not matter, because if you have the internal belief that you are going to figure it out anyway, that will bleed through. I genuinely believe if I wanted to try something new tomorrow, maybe a new business model, maybe I wanted to do something really elaborate that I've never done before, maybe I wanted to be a professional piano player. I can't play piano for my life. I can't play any instruments. But I genuinely have the belief that if I wanted to, I could. And I could be better than 99% of people. And I truly mean that when I say it. And it's the same with everything I do in life, because I've built up so much internal belief and my identity that I've built myself over years of hard work when no one praised me, no one saw it, no one was around. These small actions ended up bleeding into all aspects of my life. And I'm going to keep reiterating this to you because it's so incredibly important, but so many people overlook this. So many people underestimate just how important these small actions are. So many people underestimate how much discipline affects your life. Some people may think, no, if I skip a workout here and there, or if I eat shit food here and there, or if I succumb to my impulses here and there, it doesn't really affect me because I'm still going to show up. I'm still going to do my work. I'm still going to hit my KPIs. I'm still going to show up on calls. But it does. That is where you are so incredibly wrong. So where you're at right now, ask yourself this honestly. If you feel it's beneficial, write it down. Once more, get your pen, paper, phone, typewriter, whatever it is. Ask yourself this incredibly honestly. Do your actions truly match the person you're trying to sell yourself as? Really and truly think about your day-to-day life. Audit it. Take a step back. Think. In my day-to-day life over the past week, have all of my actions consistently match the person that I'm trying to present myself to as a business owner, to the business owners? You know, has every little action I've took in my day-to-day life presented me, not to them as the person they want to see, but presented it to myself? Once more, say I had a really important job interview at the end of the week, but I slacked off 2 out of 3 days of the week. I could show up on that interview. And yes, I've built internal congruence over years, but a small part of me, a small, incredibly contagious part of me would know. That small part of me would know that I'm not really this person. This is exactly what I would see. I would be looking in the mirror and I may be able to present myself as this person. I may be able to act normal, show up in the way I'm showing up now. But this version of me would exist. You cannot hide from yourself. And this version of you is the most dangerous version of you because it's internal. It doesn't matter entirely about how you present yourself externally, because however you feel inside, no matter how you show up externally, it will come out. It will show, whether that's through micro expressions, whether that's through small inflections in your tonality, whether that's just through you stumbling over your words because you don't entirely believe them. It will show. And would you hire you based on how you show up daily? If you were a very successful business owner, right? And this business owner saw every aspect of your life, every little time you succumbed to your impulses, you sat there scrolling on your phone for too long. You loaded up Twitter or an adult content site at the end of the day just because it's just there and your brain just had the urge. Would you hire you? Really and truly? Because you may be thinking, oh, once more, this stuff is irrelevant. But if you were a successful 7, 8, 9-figure business owner and your head of operations told you, yeah, man, like 3-4 times a night, I'll smoke a joint and then, I go pub, whatever. Don't be wrong. I'm not saying you can't enjoy yourself. But I'm saying if you're telling yourself, I'm not going to do this stuff, and you do it anyway, that chips away at your belief. That chips away at the person that you are meant to be and the person that you are going to be, as long as you stay true to yourself. And when you speak, are you transmitting certainty you're searching, or are you searching for it? When you speak, are you speaking with certainty? Or are you speaking like you're trying to find certainty? Are you speaking like the ground shaky beneath your feet and you're trying to find it? Or are you speaking like your foundation is so fucking strong you could never fall? Your next loom is not about words. It's about who you've been becoming off camera. I want you to really take this in. This is probably one of the most important things you're going to read in this whole entire PowerPoint. Your next loom has got nothing to do with the words you speak. It's got to do with the days prior. It's got to do with the week prior, the weeks prior, the month prior. You must continuously become someone that you are proud of. You must continuously show up as the person that you want to be. And your next loom is going to be the most amazing fucking loom you have ever made. You are going to be so proud of yourself. Emotional conviction, the fire moment. We've got Rocky Balboa over here. What a guy, right? Every single rep you do in private builds the energy people feel in public. When you live like the man you claim to be, you never, ever need to fake confidence again. Energy is proof, discipline is proof, self-belief is proof. And when you are built on proof, no business owner can ignore you. I don't need to expand on these points too much because we touched on this so many times, but it's important that once more, you try and reinforce this into your brain as much as you possibly can. Your energy comes from discipline. Your self-belief comes from discipline. Every little thing comes back to discipline, comes back to delayed gratification, comes back to the stuff you do when no one's watching. Everything. Right, so the next move. If you felt like this loom was for you, go and rewatch your last loom and study it. Study it like a mirror, really and truly. Sit down with a pen and paper, analyze every single thing about that video, your tone, your body language, your belief, and don't look at it as yourself. Step into the frame of this business owner. You are all setters. Some of you are probably phenomenal setters. You step into that business owner frame. You hold authority like your life depends on it. And it must be the exact same thing when you're reviewing your loom. You must look at your loom through the lens of this business owner. You must look through your loom through the lens of someone that's so disciplined they never mess up a day in their life, right? To use Andrew Tate's example again, he constantly preaches, putting in an insane amount of work. He doesn't believe in any weakness as a man whatsoever. I'm not saying think like him, but I'm saying think like someone that has the exact same beliefs as him. Think like someone that has the exact same thoughts as him. Someone that doesn't tolerate weakness. Someone that doesn't tolerate incongruence, slacking off. Look at it through that mindset and pick up on the little things, because there will be stuff. You'll notice your tone. Maybe your eyes dart off. Maybe your voice quivers a little bit. Maybe you can just tell that you're not saying what you mean and you're not meaning what you say. I also want you to practice speaking on camera 5 to 10 minutes a day. No matter how good you think you are, I'll start doing it as well. I'll start speaking on camera every day again, because once more, I know that I can always be better. And it's the exact same for yourself. Start practicing. Even if you think you don't need to, do it anyway. It's 5 minutes. It's only a few minutes longer than you brush your teeth in the morning. And you do that every single day. You can do it where maybe you're in the car. Maybe you're doing some outreach for a client, it does not matter what you were doing. Just put your phone up and just talk. Maybe consciously practice not saying ums and ahs. That's another little caveat to communication skills. That will help you immensely, because if you're not saying ums and ahs, then, that will help your weights carry conviction. Once more, if it's like, I know I can get you the best results your business wants, it's fucked. It's fucked. So practice every single day. Do it for 1 month and then look back at day one. You will be so impressed with the person that you have become. And if you do that for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, understand as well, this skill will affect you in all aspects of your life. Maybe it's a business call. Maybe you want to get into content. Maybe you're just FaceTiming a woman. Communication is the #1 language of the world. No matter what language you speak, you're always communicating. Every single thing in this world is communication. It's humans communicating with other humans, right? It doesn't matter if you're indirectly communicating, maybe it's through marketing or whatever else. Communication is the most important thing in the world, right? So why would you not learn to master it at a younger age? Because it will stay with you for life. You're never going to forget how to communicate. You're never going to forget how to speak. You're never going to forget how to make your words actually land with people. And now I want you to finally start building the version of you that no one could ever ignore again. And if you want any more videos that are similar, you can see YouTube, Instagram here. You can DM me any questions, any Loom videos you want me to look at. If there is any slight question you have whatsoever, you are welcome to message me, and I encourage you to. I will always have time for anyone. I'm in the group chat as well. You can find my number. I'm the sexy bald guy in the white vest. It won't be hard to find. But that is everything we have for my TED Talk today. I appreciate everyone listening. I appreciate you all being here. You all being patient, even with my few brain farts we've had along the way. And if there's any questions whatsoever, I would encourage you to ask them now. Noisy bunch.
Mm-hmm. Come on, boys, you ask questions.
I've got
a question. Oh, shit, go on.
I'll be quick. It was literally very early on. You were speaking about, obviously, if you're on the phone with someone, the point that you emphasize on was like matching their energy. Obviously, you said if you jump on a call with someone and they've got high energy and you're just like blah blah blah, like they're gonna disengage. Like obviously, if you're like something, if you're on a call and that person's just like very very monotone, like they're chilling, like do you think you could like annoy them if you're too energetic? Like then there's a time where you'd be like, tone it down and kind of come down to their level more, or are you just like fuck that, like just go 100%?
I think it's one of the things where I think we'd be getting deeper into, the actual stuff that goes behind closing. I've heard people advise me before that if you're closing, say you start off and your prospect's really low energy, always match them, because people like people that are exactly like them, right? So if you can match that person and if you can communicate to them in a similar way to them, then perfect, do that. But if it's a longer call, for example, if you're closing, once more, this is a bit more advanced, but if you're on call with them and they're really low energy, you can slowly bring it up here. You can slowly get them to match your energy, slowly bring it up, slowly bring it up. But if you get on the call and say, for example, I'm on a sales call with you and you're like, yeah, man, what's up? And I'm like, hey, man, it's so good to speak to you. I hope you've had a lovely day. You're going to think, who the fuck is this guy? Right? But if I'm on call with you and you're like, hey, man, I'm like, hey, man, how are you? Like, you're going to think, oh, you're going to be a bit caught off by that. You're going to think, oh, why is this guy fucking miserable? I'm meant to be the one here. What's going on? But if it's a longer sales call, you can slowly bring it up, right? But if you're phone setting or you're cold calling, whatever else, try and match that person. If they're incredibly rude and blunt, you should try and match their communication style, but don't just make them not want to talk to you, right? So don't be on the call with them, just being someone that they wouldn't want to talk to whatsoever. But it's so incredibly important that the tonality that they are showing you, you reciprocate, because otherwise they'll potentially feel repulsed by that. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you.
All good.
So I just got a quick one. I don't know if you ran over it already because I joined a bit late, but I spoke to a recruiter who says that like she only watches the first 20 to 30 second of Looms and then decides. So like if you're looking to get a good offer, like what would you put in the first 30 seconds to make yourself stand out?
Did you were you here when I reviewed my Looms?
No.
Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly go back and I'm going to play one of them in 1 time speed this time. And you're going to be able to have a little look, because it's incredibly important that, once more, similarly to when you're doing content or whatever else, can everyone see my screen? Yep.
Yeah.
But similar to how when you're doing content and whatever else as well, it's so incredibly important that you hook the person at the start. You know, if I were to start off all the way down here, once more to as what we said previously, if I would start off all the way down here and I get more and more interesting as time goes on, I could have lost their attention here. So I need to catch them here and then just keep them engaged, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to go back here. We're going to see, right? What one is it? Okay, I'm pretty sure we're going to both start playing with. Chris, stop it. Technical difficulties, boys. 1 second. Right, can we still see this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Let's go here. Let me this out of the way. Right. Okay. Right. There we go.
My name's Neil Rennie. Chris, it's a pleasure, my friend. Give me a minute and a half of your time. I'm going to tell you exactly why I am the person that you need to be your second DM setter. So I've been appointment setting for about 9 months or so now. I've been on over half a dozen offers in my time. The first offer I was ever on, I was on it for 4 months. These 4 months, I was doing cold outbound off my personal profile, and I learned an array of appointment setting skills. And throughout these 4 months, I generated multiple £16,000 paid in full payments. And I have the video testimonials from my previous clients to back this up. And I also have screenshots of everything you could ever possibly want to see.
Right, and then secondly, that one, in all fairness to me, was filmed at about 2-3 in the morning, but game's the game.
My name's Neil Rennie, and one week I moved into Southeast Asia with little to no money. And I'm trying to go all in on my career in sales and content creation. I'm not currently on an offer, but what I have is more powerful than an offer or a large amount of money could ever be. I have impregnable self-belief and conviction, pure conviction within myself and my skill set that is unlike anyone you have ever had setting for you. I've spent the last 4 months working in a very demanding outbound environment, every single day working off my personal profile. And I want to show you quickly why I am the best fit for your role. And I mean that. I got into appointment setting personally because I wanted to build a skill I could take anywhere in the world, right? And what excites me is knowing that good conversations directly create revenue, which means my income is...
So earlier on, I touched on this briefly. It is so incredibly important that the language we use is decisive, right? You cannot and you should never be half in, half out. You should always be incredibly assured with what you say, and you should always use very extremes, you know. So once more, you see what I'm saying there? I'm the best possible appointment setter. I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm the person you need to choose. If I was saying to him, I'm a really good appointment setter and I've generated really good results for previous clients, that's not, you know, self-assured enough. You must be extreme in life. With all things, it's similar to how with content, you know, people that get famous and people that get traction online is people that have polarity. People that are either an extreme over here or an extreme over here, never people that are in the middle and on the fence. So the exact same should be conveyed within the first 30 seconds. You should try and hook them by saying something like that's extreme. You know, I'm the best possible appointment setter for you. I'm the best person you're ever going to see. I'm going to get you exactly what you want to get. Because then they have no choice but to just hear you out because they're curious. You built intrigue. They want to understand, well, why is he the best? Why is he this self-assured? Does that answer your question, my friend?
Yeah. Did you apply to roles with both of them, or were they like demonstrations?
Both of them were applied to with roles. The first one where I'm in the long black shirt, that's landed me multiple roles. The one on the right was for Brandon's offer that he put in the chat yesterday. And the guy messaged me within about 20 minutes saying he absolutely loved the video and he wants to speak to me ASAP. So they are both rooms that have been tried and tested and they have performed decently well.
Yeah. Sweet.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I
Come on,
got a
boys.
question. So in regards to, like, you know, talking in front of the camera like 5 to 10 minutes a day, what exercises do you recommend doing in those videos?
Absolutely anything, mate. So really and truly, pick something to start off with and just talk. Just talk like there's no fucking tomorrow. Consciously think about filler words, right? So once more, constantly think, I can't say I can't say right? And just talk. Just talk and practice as well. enunciating your words. Practice putting an emphasis on the words you say. Practice really believing the words you say. I could go off on a tangent now and I could say, I started going to the gym when I was 17 because when I was 17, I was talking to this girl called T. T fucked me over because T was dating this guy behind my back. She was a naughty girl. And I started going to the gym and I went for a few months and then I fell off. It does not matter what you talk about. Anything. It could be a story to do with your life. You could talk about how you like watching The Simpsons. You could talk about how, you know, mango is way better than watermelon. It does not matter whatever you talk about. It's just the art of communication. It's the art of making your words flow. It's the art of knowing what words to put pronunciation on, practicing your hands gestures, practicing your facial expressions. Because once more, I used to be the least animated person. I promise you now as well. I have TikToks going back 9 months or so. My first TikToks, I'm sat there like this and I'm saying like, yeah, so today it's boring as fuck. I wouldn't watch that. You'd have to stab a fork in my eye before I watch that. Right. So it's just consciously practicing the art of communication, constantly getting the repetitions in. It's the same with the gym. It's the same with anything. Get the repetitions in, practice time and time again, put emphasis on all your words, your facial expressions, your gestures. And then as well, if you want to go the extra step further, watch back your videos. Note where you stutter. Note where you're not animated. Note where maybe you could have done something with your hands, but you were sat like this. Note how you would feel if you were a successful person watching the video. Would I feel enticed to talk to this person? Would I want to get on call with this person? Once more, it is never about the words you say. It is how you say it and the weight that the words have and the conviction that are behind the words. Does that help?
Yeah, that was spot on. So I'm definitely gonna do this now.
Perfect.
I got a question.
Of course.
I saw so in them videos then when you was just showing us your looms, you stood up in both of them. You think standing up is like a lot better than sitting down filming a loom?
Completely. I always stand up and I use a tripod and ring light. You don't have to go the extra length, but it's incredibly important because it's one of them things where energy can be conveyed more, right? So once more, it's all about energy, energy, energy. The way you present yourself is directly influenced by all these little things, right? So another little piece of free game I'll give you now. Before I record loom videos, I put cologne on. I know what you're thinking. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you putting cologne on? Because it's about the energy it gives me. I feel good about myself. When you stand up, your body naturally has more energy, right? If you are trying to convey yourself in a way that has high energy, do you reckon it's going to be easier to present yourself in that way if you're stood up or if you're laying down on the floor with a pillow behind your head and a blanket over you? Obviously, that's a very, you know, stark contrast there. This is one extreme, this is another. But it's the contrast between it, right? It's when you're stood up, your body's, it's easier to move around. It's easier to have energy because you're stood up, right? You're moving around. But if you're sat down, you know, I'm not saying you can't do loom sat down. I'm not saying you can't be animated when you're sat down, but it adds more resistance to the energy and the way that you need to present yourself. You know, so if you're stood up, it's easier for me to bounce on my feet. It's easier for me to take steps forward when I'm talking, take steps back. But if I'm sat down, I'm restricted. I can move my upper body and I can maybe like twist around a little bit, but it's harder for me to move around. And henceforth, it's harder for me to transfer my energy into my words and therefore to my prospect.
Cool.
Yeah.
Next time I film a loom, I'm gonna stand up, see if it helps me.
Good man. Good man.
Cheers.
Of course. Of course.
Anyone else, boys? Any other questions? We have ran for the best part of an hour, so not bad at all. It's been great, Neil. Boys, any questions? Speak now.
Do you have any people you'd recommend watching or books to read to help with the whole building up your own nice self-belief and discipline type thing?
I would say it doesn't matter who you watch or what you read, it's what you do. You know, it's one of the things where it could help you if you have no understanding whatsoever of the self-improvement space or how to develop self-belief. But I have given you everything you need to develop self-belief and discipline. And equally, you are in this amazing community surrounded by amazing people that are constantly trying to better their lives. If every single day you just consistently focus on doing stuff that you don't want to do, practicing delayed gratification, and showing up for yourself as a man that you want to be, you will go so very far in life. If you do want to watch anyone, shameless self-promotion, but on my YouTube video, I have a couple of videos about this. I have videos on how to stay disciplined, how to have unlimited motivation, I've made videos about this where I go more in depth about how you can consistently build up discipline and self-belief through little actions. Because I said this in one of my previous videos, right? Discipline, no, feelings do not create discipline. Discipline creates feelings, right? So if you want to feel like you have self-belief, if you want to feel like you're the man, if you want to feel like you have this conviction, it comes from discipline. And you will realize this when you finally get in a flow, right? And you go through an extended period of time where you've shown up for yourself, you're proud of the man you are, you've been the person you want to be, you will experience it. And it's a high. And I'm sure many of the boys in here can relate. It's a fucking high because you know how it feels to show up as the version of yourself that you want to be. But if you are yet to experience that, it's kind of difficult to comprehend how it feels. But when you finally start taking little actions every single day that feed into the person that you want to become, your self-belief, your confidence, everything will skyrocket. I promise you. And I've realized this multiple times in my life because I've fell off many times. I'm human. We're all human. I've fell off more times than I can fucking count. But every single time I fall off, I can retrace my steps and I can think when I was acting with discipline, when I was doing all the difficult things I didn't want to do, I had so much more self-belief and confidence than I do now. Now I feel insecure. Now I doubt myself. Now I don't believe that I can do this. Why is this happening? Because I'm not doing the small things every single day that I need to do to become the man that I want to be. The actions that you do every single day will develop a level of self-belief within you that no book, no podcast, no motivational speech could ever do for you.
Just out of curiosity, what are those like small things that you do every day to become 1% better?
So for me, it will look different for everyone, but for me, it's showing up and consistently doing the stuff I don't want to do every day. And, once more, it depends from person to person. But for me, I don't even enjoy working out anymore, but I know I need to do it. I don't enjoy stretching every day, but I know I need to do it. I don't enjoy eating healthy every day, but I know I need to do it. I don't enjoy filming YouTube videos every day, but I know I need to do it. This has been an absolute pleasure. I'm glad I'm here, but it's nearly 2 a.m. Do you think I want to be on a call shouting at my laptop? Probably not. No, it would be very nice in my bed over there right now. But I'm doing it because I know that the man that I want to become would do something like that, right? It does not matter what you do, right? At all. If you do not know the little actions you need to take, if you go on my YouTube, there's actually a video about this, but you must think about it like this. Who do you want to become? Who is the man that would make you proud to be? Okay, what does that man do every day? Does he wake up and scroll on his phone? Probably not. Does he wake up and maybe get in a cold shower and then get out and then do a workout and whatever else? He probably does that. So I'm going to do that. Just start trying to think of what I can do. Or equally, I teach in one of my videos as well. If you genuinely have no idea of what you can do to do this, go on ChatGPT, right? Type in, I struggle with self-discipline, belief, and confidence. What is 15 small habits I can do every single day that is going to build up self-belief, congruence, and discipline? The person I want to become looks like X, Y, Z. What can I start doing today to become that person that I don't like, that is going to encourage me to start acting in alignment with that person and start being way more confident and have way more belief in myself? There is no excuse to ever not know what you're doing. I'm not saying this to insult you in any sense, by the way. I've been in the exact same position, which is why I love preaching what I preach now and trying to help people, because I've been in that position where I didn't feel like I had any sense of direction. I didn't know what to do. My whole business is built around trying to help people gain a sense of direction, gain an understanding of what they can do to become the man they want to be, because so many people don't understand how. So that's okay. But there are so many tools available to you. You have AI, you have, groups like this. I'm sure that you could put in the chat, boys, what is something you do every day that makes you feel disciplined? What is something you do every day that you don't want to do? I guarantee you'll get replies, and at least 1 or 2 of them will resonate with, what? If I did that every single day for a year, who would that man be? You know what? That man would be fucking sick. I want to be that man. I'm going to do that every single day. Would you say that helpfully answered your question?
Yeah, spot on.
Happy to hear that.
Yeah. What would you say is more important? Is it not doing like the bad habits or doing like the daily good wins? Like which is better?
Not doing the bad habits, because the bad habits make you not want to do the good habits, right? So momentum works both ways. If you are constantly doing bad things, you don't want to do good things. If you're constantly doing good things, you don't want to do bad things. Once more, I'm happy to send any links to videos. This isn't just me trying to shamelessly self-promote, but I have talked more in detail about this stuff, right? Winners stay winning, losers stay losing. You think someone like Elon Musk or Andrew Tate or people that are really successful and have a really high work output, you think that they are going to go and regress and do something really degenerate? No, because they have built so much upwards momentum that they don't want to do that. You know, me right now, I used to love smoking weed all the time, all day, every day. If you were to put a joint in front of me right now, I wouldn't want to touch it. Not because, you know, I know that I need to not touch it, but because I don't want to, because I'm winning. I'm showing up every day. I'm doing the stuff that I need to do. I'm working hard. I'm becoming the person that I want to be. So I don't want to do the bad habits. If you're constantly feeding into the bad habits, you're not going to want to do the good habits. You must make it as easy as you possibly can to do the good things. You must take actions every single day to make the harder habits that are good for you easier. You know, so once more, that looks like abstaining from the stuff that you shouldn't, abstaining from cheap dopamine, abstaining from stuff that you know doesn't bring value to your life, because that subsequently will make you want to put more of your energy and focus into stuff that develops you as a person. So yes, while the good habits are important, but if you are still indulging in bad habits consistently, and you have this belief that the good habits, that you want to do them, but they're hard, you must break that belief by cutting this shit out. Because it's like, if you've been following a diet for 6 months and it's a really clean diet, you have no carbs, no sugar, you're a fucking animal, you wouldn't want a chocolate bar. But if for 6 months straight you've had nothing but chocolate, sweets, crisps, the idea of then eating healthy for a day is going to feel impossible. So you must do everything in your power to make the upwards momentum easier and the downwards momentum so much harder.
What is your opinion on vices, like having vices?
Who was that? Sorry,
Me.
Yeah.
vices in what sense? Bad habits dependent on.
No, so like vices, like my vice is like snus, or like I know you indulged me on cigarettes on the story, like that kind of vices.
I think vices are as destructive as you make them. I don't think any person should have a vice, but I also think that none of us are perfect. You know, not a single one of us. This kind of, in a way, it may seem like it's contradicting my previous point. However, it's dependent on your relationship with things. I have the mindset truly, and I have done it previously many times. If I truly wanted to quit smoking, I would. I hardly smoke, but I do it at least once or twice every single day. If I wanted to quit it, I would. But if I was smoking a pack a day, I would know, fuck, this is fucked. I need to cut this out. But it's dependent on how the vice makes you feel about yourself. So once more, it's one of the things where it's like, it's not inherently the vice itself, but it's how the vice makes you perceive yourself. So if I perceived smoking cigarettes every day as something that, you know, maybe I didn't have this huge overwhelming belief that it was ruining my self-perception. But if a small part of me believed that smoking cigarettes made me show up with less congruence, made me respect myself less, made me not feel as proud of myself, that is when the vice becomes destructive. Everyone has vices. It doesn't matter what it is. Not a single person in this world does not have a vice, because even positive things can become vices in some sense. You get some people that work 16 hours a day, they don't spend time with their wife and kids. That's a vice in its own right, you know, but that's unhealthy for them because of the relationship they have with it. If you and I work 16 hours a day, it's not inherently unhealthy. We're young men that are working towards building an incredibly good future for ourselves. That's okay. But that's because our relationship with it and the way that it influences our external world and our perception of ourselves. So I think it's one of the things where it's entirely dependent on you. No one can tell you specifically how bad your vice is for you. You are someone that I know you're doing your own thing. I know you're killing it. So it's not inherently as destructive. But say, for example, someone in here had a vice, right? And they smoke a pack of cigarettes a day, but they're not training. They're not working on their business. They're not doing the stuff they need to do. They don't feel proud. They don't look in the mirror and think you're the fucking man. I would say cut that vice out, because you need to do everything in your power to get momentum in the right direction. But it's about the balance you have with it, and it's about the relationship you have with said vice.
Appreciate it, yeah, and I appreciate the call too. It's good to have you in the community.
Of course, my friend. Glad to be here.
Just out of curiosity, how long have you been like in the whole sales space itself, and like how has it been for you specifically?
So appointment setting itself, it's like, I think it's like 8 or 9 months now, but sales as a whole, you know, I'm going on 20 now, and I started in the online space when I was 17. You know, I've tried various different things which required me to try and focus on my sales ability, you know, from social media marketing to graphic design and freelance work to OFM. You know, I've tried so many different business models. So setting in itself about 8 or 9 months, but there are sales skills and whatever else that I've built up over the years through various business models that I've started and stopped, I've started and failed, I've started and succeeded with, and then moved on from. So I would say about 2 to 3 years or so, but once more, that's not entirely appointment setting as it is, but appointment setting 9 months or so, everything else 2 to 3 years.
Great. Well, I don't want to stop you from your bed much longer, Nia. I know you're
Yes, of
tired
course.
now. It's been a good hour, bro. Like, honestly, everyone in here will know I love mindset. I love talking about mindset and stuff. But honestly, watching people talk for mindset about an hour is normally fucking boring. I'm normally just like, fucking hell, here we go, same old again. But honestly, bro, the way you articulate it and the points that you have are really good to listen to. Like, I've learned a lot in this call. So yeah, that's great. Keep doing what you're doing. And yeah, I'll let you close off, bro. And yeah, thank you for the call.
Of course, look, Ollie, I really appreciate that. And obviously now that I'm part of this community, I'm here to stay. Unfortunately for you fuckers, this shiny-headed guy is not going anywhere. Right. So once more, any questions? You have my Instagram, you have my WhatsApp. Shit, I can give you my Gmail if you really want, you know. Contact me, reach out, don't be afraid to ask questions. If you want me to make a longer form video on YouTube, ask me. I will make it. You know, I'm putting out content every single day on YouTube through these same PowerPoint style videos, which make it engaging for people to learn. Because Ollie, I'm with you there. Watching a video of someone talk about mindset for an hour, you know, even 20 minutes, mate, I'm falling asleep, you know, so I have to make it engaging for people. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Equally, once more, I would love to, if you guys would be happy to have me, I'd love to do more calls. I'd love to see what I can do to bring more value to you guys, your guys' lives, and help you, you know, become that version of yourselves that I know you all want to become. So if anyone has any suggestions or topics they want to do, suggest it in chat, suggest it to me, suggest it to Ollie, and I'll happily go out my way to put time into making a PowerPoint or a little curriculum and giving you guys the time of day to actually try and work on these problems, because I know mindset for many people is fucked. And trust me, once more, to go back to my previous points, this guy was in a psychiatric ward. I went from terrible mind to a good mind. You know, so I've been on both sides of the spectrum here, and I will do whatever I possibly can to help you get over here as well. So I'm going to let you all go now before I fall asleep on camera. Once more, it's been an absolute pleasure being here. You all love my socials. Keep absolutely killing it. And I'm sure we'll speak soon.
Great. Well, thanks, bro. Boys, questions, bang them over to Neo. If you want to hear anything about anything, give him basically ammo to just build whatever's next. Definitely run up another call. We'll talk about it. And yeah, I mean, the engagement of questions everyone's asked, you can tell everyone's engaged. So yeah, it's definitely worth doing again. But yeah, take care, lads. Neo, have a good night. And yeah, speak to you all soon.
Cheers, Neo. Catch you boys in a bit.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Later.